I'm very curious about people who build world-class domain expertise in technology and then move to hospitality. Do you recall some of your first impressions industry-wide about how hospitality industry was using technology?
My first surprise was good news that we share the same challenges. I was like, is it going to be different? The answer was clearly no. We all need to move to the cloud. We all need to improve our cybersecurity level. We all need to deal with data privacy, to be GDPR compliant, to create a product culture, getting more agile, and so on. So everything I learned when I was in charge of digital and economic affairs by the side of the French Prime Minister helped me a lot when I joined Accor. After that, there is a kind of deep paradox for our hospitality industry, i.e. hospitality is probably one of the most disrupted industries so far. OTAs, metaverse tomorrow, blockchain, so many digital tools, AI. It's a constantly disrupted industry, and the digital shocks are accelerating. Nevertheless, hospitality will never be fully digitalized because you need to cross the threshold of the hotel. You need to enjoy the taste of your scrambled eggs or avocado toast. I don't know what you prefer in the morning. You need to enjoy the beauty of the design of your hotel, Sofitel, Legend, and MGallery, whatever. So there is a kind of paradox. Me, as a chief digital officer, my mission consisted into, first of all, educating the group and the business owners to really understand why the technological switch was a no-brainer. It had a cost, a difficult ROI to prove, but it was like a no-brainer.
How did you do that? Did you say this is the way the world's going?
No, if I do that, I was just smashed. I spent, like in my role, a lot of time in the field to listen and to convince. Paradoxically, the geek part, the tech skills, were not as useful as the educational skills, the capacity to embark and to convince. If you try to behave being a CDO as a very top-down person, saying, okay, now you need to move to the cloud, we are not a tech company, so we need to outsource, we need to rely on top tech players, you're dead. By the way, it's known for not being such an easy role, and I lasted 3 years and a half during this position, so I survived. But it's really interesting because you're also accompanying a company which is not tech native into a real technological switch, which is like mandatory. So you are embarking all the business leaders in the field to adopt new solutions, not to replace the human touch, but to enable the human touch of hospitality. So mostly we were working with AI to improve our review management tools. We are currently working with AI to better anticipate our food waste and to reduce it. We are working with AI to improve our CRM accuracy. So again, digital not meant to replace people, because people are the essence of hospitality, but to remove them from heavy, boring, back of the house task and putting them more than able where they should belong, i.e. in front of the guest, empowering their capacity to please the guest. Data collection. Thanks to some database, GDPR friendly of course, I will know that you're a big fan of basketball, NBA, or Gevrey Chambertin red wine. I will know that after Alice conference, you love and you dream to go for a yoga class. And according to this, prior to your arrival, I will prepare a little gift for you. I'm using data and digital to create something which will be real pragmatic, and I will bring to you as a person. So it was pretty interesting, but after 3 years and a half, I was missing having my P&L. So I asked my boss and chairman, our CEO, Sébastien Bazin, to get my P&L back.
I want to talk a little bit more about that transition, but just to tie up the digital piece, you not only survived, but you thrived in that you achieved many of the things that you mentioned, and then you were promoted to CEO. But if you look back at that head of digital role, is there any one thing that stands out as you're most proud of during that time?
Many. Getting the support of all the business players, which was not that for granted. And second, we managed to revamp our entire loyalty ecosystem. We moved from Accor Hotel, Le Club loyalty program, to a very comprehensive loyalty program named Accor Live Limitless. And it was not just about burning points and redeeming points and earning points. It was really much like an experience-driven loyalty program with not only stays, but also travel, drive, rental, different. We built a holistic, comprehensive platform of loyalty where our guests could redeem their points in many, many different ways. And so we created something which is really consistent with the digital world. We created an ecosystem and not just a transactional, boring, points-driven loyalty program. And I also managed to create a digital factory within Accor. At that time, some people were like, what is that? And we train hundreds of people to agile ways of working, like a minimum viable product, shortening the decision-making processes, empowering pizza teams, like maximum 8 people, killing the silos, flattening organizations. So digital is a lot about culture. So planting the seeds of a more agile culture was also one of my greatest prides.